Vivid Theatre are bringing a production of Rent to Brentwood Theatre this month. It's a rock version of Puccini's La Bohème, and we have today the director and one of the cast members, Emma Sweeney and Steve Gunshan, to join us. Steve looking very happy to be a member of the cast. Well done.
Of course.
Emma, it's quite a radical, different musical to bring to somewhere like Brentwood. Why have you decided to do Rent?
Well, Ian, the MD of the show, and myself do enjoy the show. We like it a lot, and we realise that it's a show that's not often done on an amateur circuit, and also so not very often done on a professional circuit either. It was a fair few years back now since it hit London. And we like a challenge, is probably the best way of putting it. We wanted to set up this, I suppose, branch of Vivid on an amateur side to really bring shows that aren't often done, that have smaller casts and don't compete then with other operatic societies that tend to go for more traditional shows that are going to give you a guaranteed full house. So we picked a show that is quirky, definitely challenges the audience and concepts of people and their sexuality and relationships. And we're only doing it over a short period of time, therefore, hopefully, getting a nice sell-out run for 3 performances.
Do you think the people of Brentwood are ready for it? As I say, it is quite different to many of the shows that come in.
Yeah, I mean, I think Brentwood Theatre itself lends itself to shows that maybe challenge concepts, are, again, a bit more intimate in that respect. Some audience of Brentwood may not like it, and sometimes that's quite a good thing. Let's face it, Les Mis opened up to critics slating it, and it's still here 25 years later with a great big movie. Rent's obviously been turned into a movie already, so it's out there and it's a little bit more visible than other more quirky shows. But we're hoping also that communities within Brentwood of gay, lesbian, bisexual groups and other sexualities will be interested in having something this local to them, which otherwise they may have had to travel to London or even Broadway to go and see a great production of.
Brilliant. Now, Steve, you are well known to Brentwood Theatre audiences,
Just
but tends to be, in my experience, more in the children's shows at Christmas. So, Mr. Fox, you've been a ringmaster. I think you're probably an insect at some point as well.
A squirrel.
A squirrel. Yes. There we are. Yes. I'm assuming that this is less of a children's role, and it's a bit more grown up.
Yeah, most definitely more grown up than any role I've played at Brentwood since 2008 when I first came here. Yeah, it's a lot different, and probably my favourite so far.
It must be quite a good opportunity for you to be able to do something that's quite different and so grown up in your home theatre as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's nice to have people stop you and say, "Oh look, there's Mr. Fox." But yeah, I've kind of grown out of that now. It's time to do what I normally do and act the grown up.
And it's not really the sort of role that if you went to do it in a professional theatre, it's not the sort of role you'd be offered straight away either, really. So it's nice to be able to do it here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When they said I could play this role, I was over the moon. It's what I've always wanted to do, and it's one of my favourite shows, and I can't wait.
Now, Emma, it is an amateur production, but you've been able to slightly cherry pick from some of the best people of the best societies in Brentwood.
Yeah, I mean, Ian came up with this idea of creating an amateur group that really deals with producing theatre that isn't done by other amateur societies, so more small-scale shows. And we really wanted to have a great cast for our first outing to really get the interest of other local societies to feel they could audition for future shows. So yeah, we've got a number of amateur performers. We've also got a few ex-pros, Stephen, and a couple of young lads who have recently trained and are now fresh out in the industry. But again, a bit like Steve, when this is an opportunity to play a role that I wouldn't otherwise get to do. You don't know when Rent's going to come back, or even if it will. So to be able to do it as a almost semi-pro, semi-amateur show is probably a really great way of getting in the production, I'd say.
Brilliant. Well, I hope it goes well.
Thank you very much.
Best of luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.